please.
Flag is in there.
And salute. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Be seated. Okay.
Before we do the roll call.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll start on that end, and you identify yourself, spell your name, and what unit you're with, whether you're with the VFW or the other one, okay?
You'd be president
Okay,
of the
go.
auxiliary.
Is your mic on?
Hello?
Hello.
No?
Green button says you're on. Green button.
The green button will do it. Should.
You're on.
My name is David Spooner, David Spooner. I am the new president of the auxiliary, VFW auxiliary, post 10210.
Thank you. Mr. Haskins, I know we have your name and all, but
John Haskins, past commander, post 10210, JOHNHASKINS.
thank you. Mr. Kinlan,
John Kinlan, Kinlen, and I'm representing the American Legion, Post 189.
thank you. Mr. Baumgartner,
Yes. Neil Baumgartner, NEILBAUMGARTNER, VFW.
thank you. Ms. Paskowitz,
Kim Paskowitz, KIM-PASKIEWICZ. I'm auxiliary member for the
thank
post
you
10210.
all. Now, if it's wrong, it'll be my fault.
Will that satisfy his roll call then, what we did, or you're going to, okay. Sorry.
Okay. Ms. Paskowitz,
Here.
Mr. Baumgartner,
Here.
Mr. Kinlan,
Here.
Mr. Haskins.
Here.
Mr. Spooner.
Here.
Thank you.
Now we're good?
Yep.
Okay. Did everybody get a copy of the minutes? Okay, there was one change in the minutes where it says Ms.
Paskowitz.
Yeah, that's it. And it stated Dave Spooner will be taking over as it said Legion, it should say VFW. So if you just cross off Legion, write in VFW, and we'll be good to go.
What page is that on?
That is the third page, or whatever it is here, page 19, but everybody got that?
Right.
Okay, motion to accept as changed.
It's the fifth.
Make a motion to accept as amended.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, same sign. Passes, thank you. Okay. Okay. Just for clarification for me, we have a new commander, correct, John?
Yes, sir.
Okay, is he going to be the new chair then?
I will be the chair. Are you
you
going to take
go,
over
sir.
chair, Jim, or do you want me to do that? This is
That's fine.
Jim Cunningham. He is our
Commander.
post commander,
Right.
post 10210, and he has nominated me to turn on and chair the
Okay.
Veterans Advisory Board.
Okay. And that's good?
Good.
Okay. All right, so John will be the chair. I'm going to stay sitting here for now because you weren't here when I moved
Yeah,
in.
I know. Just
Okay. All right, our next meeting, I believe, should be in what?
November.
It is, I'm sorry. Thank you, Shar. Thank you for not being up here
Yeah,
and yelling. at me.
December 2nd.
Okay. So our next meeting will be December 2nd. I got it. Okay. Is that good for everybody? I hope so.
Yes.
All right. And, okay. Now, what I don't think there's any, 4th of July, I think, went fine. The parade, everything was good as far as I know. Was it good for the city?
Just a couple comments that I have.
Okay, go ahead.
We either need to locate or purchase new car magnets for the Grand Marshal. Those were not at the parade, so the first car in which the Grand Marshal was riding in was not identified with the car magnets.
Okay.
So we can purchase new ones and have them in place, and we can maintain them within the city to have those magnets going forward if that's the wish of the board, or if you happen to know where the old ones are, we can get those.
I know where the old ones are, but you're not going to get them back. That was, I will not mention her name, but there's been an issue with that, and she's mad at the VFW, so you're not going to get them back.
They're gone forever.
So we'll just go ahead and get new ones.
Yeah, all right. Any objection to that?
I
Seeing and
do
hearing.
have something to add.
Yes, ma'am.
I did talk
Talk to you,
with-
Mike.
Oh, sorry. I did talk to the lady that had the signs. She did bring them into the post. I was going to bring them over, and I forgot to pick them up. There was a few magnets that we do have. Now, a couple people have passed away that the magnets were done for since then, but I will bring in the other ones that we still have.
Yeah, if you could, just bring them by, and then I'll keep them within my office.
That's fine. I have them at the auxiliary office because she dropped them off over the weekend, and I was going to pick
We'll
them
get
up.
them to, we'll get them to the city, and let the city,
Yeah.
let the city have them, and that way there's, when we do have them, there's no problem, the city has them.
Right,
Correct.
but they're just the names. Didn't say Grand Marshal or anything. It's just actually the names you put on the car.
Okay, so what I'll probably do, just so you all are aware, I'll go ahead and get a magnet made that says Grand Marshal.
Right.
And then if the person happens to be the same Grand Marshal from previous years and we have their name, we can put a magnet on there. If not, it's only going to say Grand Marshal for the parade, and we'll get a magnet made up with the city's
I
logo
believe
and
just
stuff.
having Grand Marshal, you don't need to, I just believe having Grand Marshal would be sufficient on them. That way it covers, we don't have to worry about changing the names back and forth. And we can, and the flyers, we can put the name of the Grand Marshal.
Okay.
Yeah, we could do that.
We good for that? Okay. Any public input?
Wait a minute, we're still on unfinished business.
I'm sorry, unfinished, go ahead, John.
Unfinished business. We didn't have the meeting, but we had September 11th, 9/11. I was asked to turn around and lead in the Pledge of Allegiance. And our speakers and everybody, now I've asked several times, and we keep seeming to have this problem. I think I'm the only person that anybody heard, because I got a big mouth. The microphone system. If I'd have known that thing is not working again yet, I would have brought my system down and set it up. We have to have a good microphone system down there for the people to hear. Everybody struggled. It was very, very hard, and the people out there, they want to hear what the people are saying, and we need to get that straightened out.
May I, Chair? So just to inform you all, the city has purchased a brand new sound system. Speakers, microphones, cables, every single thing that could possibly be involved with the system is brand new. I can promise you that. We purchased it. We do have it in hand. We've tested it here in the council chambers. We were waiting for one final core before we go out and test it out at the site. But that'll be happening in the next week or so. So it'll all be tested. We'll have a brand new setup. Everything will be completely changed, and no parts will be coming over from the old system. So everything will be brand new.
Thank you.
Outstanding. Thank you, yes, absolutely, thank you.
Thank you.
But it was a very good turnout, and for all the council members and everything that did come, I would like to thank them very much for their participation. That's one day that should never be forgotten. That's all I have under
Thank
finished
you,
business.
sir. Anybody else? Okay, public input?
We have some guests out here.
Yeah. Anybody got anything? Don't all speak at once.
Just last year for Brian,
Come on up, Randy.
Yeah, come up by Brian and speak in the microphone.
Can you make
Or
it?
come up here and speak. Thank you, Randy.
How come you're not, I thought you was gonna be up here with us.
He has an issue we gotta clear.
Okay.
He's on another.
Randy Moyer, Sebastian citizen, veteran. Now, last year for the signs, we did have the sign shop make them, but I don't know, Blake made them. I know he's no longer there, but we did them in-house.
Okay.
And I think it's a good idea just to have the Grand Marshal and then post his name in the flyer. And the flyers just say, I mean, we've always historically, even before I was here, we did the flyers. It used to be Gene used to copy them. When I was doing it, I used to copy them, but I think normally 250, I think they have, somewhere around that, and that seems to be the magic number. Anybody else or anything to?
All right, you have anything else, sir?
No.
Okay, while you're there then, you said before you left the employment here, you made copies and the Veterans
They're on the
Day-
city hard, they're on one of the city hard
so
drives, yeah.
if not
I'll go
to-
up with Brian after the meeting.
Yeah, okay. And if I can get it today, that's fine, as long as I can get it soon,
Okay.
okay? Thank
That's
you.
it?
Okay, and anything else, sir?
No.
You're good?
I'm
Okay.
good.
You can be dismissed.
Thank you, Randy.
Okay, also, if you want to identify yourself, Gary?
You want to,
Gary Shore, I'm a member of both the Legion and the VFW, and I live here in town to see what's going on.
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
S-H-O-R-E?
SHAW.
Oh, Sean.
Okay, thank you. And the new commander, I believe we have his information.
Yep, Jim Cunningham.
Okay, thank you, Jim. Okay, Shar?
Oh, I'm Shar Kinlan. I'm the past president of the American Legion Auxiliary.
Would you come up to the microphone, ma'am? Oh, that's all? Okay. I thought you were going to say something, Jerry.
Okay. The keynote speaker for the veteran ceremony is in the house. Do you want to make any comments, sir?
No, my name is Curtis Holden. I'm with 189 American Legion and this.
Come up to the microphone.
I'm also the first vice president.
Come up to the microphone, sir.
In Indian River County.
Come right up to the microphone.
Thank you, Curtis. And repeat everything you just said.
Okay.
Into the
My name is Curtis Holden, Holden. I'm with the 189 American Legion member, also with the Cigar Club, and also the first vice president of the Veteran Council in Indian River County.
nice.
And could you tell me your military background, sir?
I was a listed Marine and also an Army officer in the Army, so I couldn't make up my mind if I wanted to be a Marine or Army person. Well, are you going to have a bio, like, set up? Because I know the other keynote speakers at Vero Beach, they have a bio set up and pages sent out. Are you going to be doing that?
Yes, you're going to give me your bio, so when I introduce you, I'll have it.
Okay. And usually what you said is 250 people, your sheets you send out. It seemed like there was a lot more. I go to a lot of your ceremonies. It seems like you have more than 250 people there. Was that harder to pass out, or?
I believe we pass out the agendas up to 400, Char?
We had 300 printed.
Okay, and did you run out?
Yes.
Okay. So we could ask the city to print a few more.
That's for Veterans Day?
Veterans Day.
Yeah, I'd like to get a copy of that.
Yeah, as soon as I get it, you'll get it.
Okay.
Okay, does anybody have any questions for Curtis?
Now, Curtis, you're going to be our keynote speaker?
It's gonna be keynote.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
Okay, thank you, sir. Okay. Now, as far as I know, I should be, we started to and we'll continue to speak then about Veterans Day. Kind of backwards, but I believe the VFW's going to do an open house.
Yes.
And the Legion's going to do an open house. I don't have it in front of me exactly what happened last year, but I will get it. Like I said, before Randy left employment of the city, he had copies of everything. And then we'll contact all the, the mayor, the chief of police, the sheriff, et cetera, all the dignitaries. I've already spoke to Pastor Dave, and I have not spoke to the rabbi yet. One does the invocation, one does the benediction. And like I said, I'll dot the I's, cross the T's. And I was just doing some research. Memorial Day, celebrate's a wrong word. We remember those that have passed away in battle. Veterans Day, I was just reading some of the bio, is for all veterans.
Yes.
And I'm gonna consolidate that down and put a little blip in that too. I don't think it was done before. Just what I read is there's what people think Veterans Day is and what Veterans Day really is. So I stood corrected,
Right, Memorial is for all the ones that have passed.
Right.
Veterans Day is for all veterans.
All veterans, yeah.
Right.
And just for the note, most of you know the commander is Russ Patowski. He has a condition where, where he has a hard time speaking. So I am the first vice commander, and I don't mind speaking. So that's the reason I'll be the host down there. But Russ should be there, just like Jim should be there as the commander for the VFW, recognized sitting up front. And Russ should be there, recognized sitting up front also. Okay? And anyway, Brian, what you don't know is before I left, I was asked 42 times to make sure about the sound system, but you see, you took care of it because you're a hell of a man. So that's taken care of. So I can go back and say that I was really stern about it, but I'm not going to lie. You already took care of it, which is fantastic. And God bless you for doing that. So anyway, the service usually takes an hour or less. And then, like I said, both posts have open houses. And the other reason we do that is a lot of people don't know anything about either one of us. And in our case, just for those that may not know, Donald Trump, the president, signed new legislation about the Legion. Anybody who served after December 7th, 1941, and was honorably discharged can now be a member of the American Legion.
Nice.
We used to have gaps. We don't have those gaps anymore. So that was passed at convention, and then it was unanimously by the House and the Senate, which I thought was also good. Thank God nobody voted against it. And then our president, Donald Trump, signed it. So anybody who served any time can now be a member of the American Legion. Any place I go and speak, I'm going to tell people that because a lot of people still think they can't be members.
Now, John, did that include the Merchant Marines?
That one I don't have an answer to, but I will try to have one.
Because that we have fought with that for years.
Yeah,
because a lot of the Merchant Marine vessels, they served during wartime, and they went out there. They had no guns, they had no weapons. Their ships got sunk,
and they got killed.
A lot of them got killed, and a lot of them ships deserted.
I know there was a change for benefits for them.
There was some change in benefits, and some of them were accepted.
Right. I gotta find out that.
Yeah, we need to find that out, though.
Yeah. But anyway, because we have some new veterans, Afghanistan and Iraq even, and they're very young, but they don't know also that they can be members of the American Legion. So this is a thing that I'm trying to get out as any place I go to let them know. And we feel, I believe there's somewhere around 5 million veterans that were in between different conflicts that now can be members.
Yeah.
We just signed up, I don't know how many last week.
Yeah,
so.
somewhere between 5 and 6 million.
Yeah, a lot of people out there. All right, so anyway, so Veterans Day should be going good. The Honor Guard will be there. And like I said, as soon as I get an idea what was last year, we'll form that up. And then the way we do that, for any of you that don't know, we switch, just like we switch who's in charge running the meeting. Memorial Day was run by the VFW. We're going to run Veterans Day, and I believe the VFW is doing December 7th.
Yep.
Okay? So what we do is try to alternate. We used to do 9/11. 9/11 is now done with by police and fire.
Okay.
Because they lost so many people that day.
Michelle Morris took that over 2 years ago because the fire department didn't have time to participate in it, and she bailed me out on that one. she was great, and she said from now on the police department will run that, and I thanked her very much. So they took that over, and that's in the right hands too. The police department and the fire department should be running 9/11.
Yeah, so they are. So all those things are being taken care of. Let me see where I'm at. Okay.
Chair, may I ask a question, please?
Yes, you can.
Are you going to be the point of contact for the Veterans Day event?
Yes, I am. I can give you the correct contact when you're ready. Char, C-H-A-R. Kinlan, same last name as mine. Do you have her? If you don't have her number, I'll give you that.
I'll get it after the meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. I could say I'm the contact, but it's better you talk to her.
Yeah, Char's on top of it.
Yes, she is.
I'm looking right at you too, dear.
Yeah. Okay. Any other staff input, Brian?
I just have a couple comments. I was contacted by Mr. Barney Jourdan.
Yes, sir.
Prior to the meeting in regards to the CDBG grant funds that the city of Sebastian will now be receiving. If you're not familiar, CDBG is the Community Development Block Grant. It is a federally funded grant program that serves the lower income portions, but then we can also use it in other areas of the city as well for specific needs. The Community Development Department will be running the grant program. They're the ones that applied for it. They'll get the funds. He asked that I speak about it at this meeting. However, we have not yet received the funds from the federal government.
Correct.
They are in the process of getting everything approved. Once we receive those funds, then at that time, our Community Development Department will have a grant funding application process, and we do want the advisory board, the Veterans Advisory Board, and also the member organizations to be involved with it so that, you know, you all can be involved with how the money is spent. There was an amount of money. Originally, we got $100,000 in the CDBG grant. I think $50,000 is going for a project, and I believe they said $50,000 was for veterans. That may be an incorrect number, but I believe it was about $50,000. And so we've outlined, our Community Development Department has outlined exactly how those funds can be used. So if you have specific questions, give them a little bit of time until they can get everything put into place in community development, but they'll be the ones that will be the main points of contact. And as soon as they have an application process and have the information in hand, I'll bring it to the next meeting so that you all will be fully aware, and I'll make it an item on the agenda so that we can have that discussion as well.
Thank you.
And my only other note was I did have a new sound system. We did purchase that one, so Mr. Haskins, thank you for bringing that up. It was an embarrassment at September 11th event for the city, so we've taken that into our hands and got a replacement. Entire sound system, speakers, and everything have been replaced. And my last thing is, after the meeting, I'll get with each of you. I just want to make sure I have the correct phone numbers and email addresses so we can make sure we're communicating as we lead up to the future meetings. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. The reference on Barney, what he specifically wanted to know was, one, is it only going to be for individuals, or we have some things that are falling apart at the post, the front door, and he wanted to know if that would qualify. That's what he was looking for, but you won't know until they write out whether an organization like ours could put in for it, or does it have to be a specific individual?
Yeah, that's correct. At this time, I don't have the answer.
Right.
I will ask our Community Development Department. They may already know that answer, and
Okay.
I'll just disseminate it amongst the board so that you all have the answer.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Okay, does anybody on the board have any comments?
No?
No.
Dave? I'm clear.
Okay. Then our next meeting will be December 2nd, and it will be, we will discuss then Pearl Harbor. And like I said, for that event, the VFW will be running that. Do we still, or do you know, because you would know, do we have any Pearl Harbor survivors still in the city?
I believe there's two in the area that I've heard of. All of ours have gone now.
Okay.
We just had a service for our oldest veteran. So our oldest now is 90, October 14th will be 95. He's in the home and he's coming out. But I will check and see if we do have any more. I believe we need to announce it, put a quick ad in the paper, whatever, if we have any Pearl survivors, to please contact one of us.
Yeah.
Neil?
Well, does it have to be
right from Sebastian?
No, no.
it could be Vero Beach. It could
The
be-
area.
Because I know we do have one in Barefoot Bay.
Oh, okay.
I think, yeah, that's one of them that I was thinking of there. I think
Yeah,
there's one there.
John Tucci, or,
Okay.
Okay, yeah, we'll
You
see
know
what we can
him?
do.
yes.
Okay, then if you could,
Okay.
just a suggestion, that you want to, I know normally the Pearl Harbor survivors, they wear Hawaiian shirts and they normally let a reef go into the water.
Yes,
And-
yes, our honor guard takes the reef over to the water and
Yeah.
and
If
disperses.
there's no Pearl Harbor, then the honor guard would do it, but yeah.
Okay.
But if we have a survivor, the
we have a
survivor
survivor,
walks
yeah.
with them and drops it.
Okay, well, I'll speak to him, and then I will, I'll get back to you.
Okay, very good. Okay, seeing and hearing nothing else to come before us.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And we are adjourned.